Hello my loves, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is your journey to your soulmate pick a card reading. If you guys are new to pick a cards, I'll give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. And then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about your journey to your soulmate. I also want to put a disclaimer before putting crystals on the cards. If you guys like to choose with crystals, we'll put those on in just a second. But whatever that you guys hear in this video, you have free will. You can choose anything that you desire. So when you hear a pick a card reading that is reading on your current energies, where you're currently at in the moment, you can decide to make changes. If you hear some stuff that you don't like, you can always change your fate or your destiny at any and all times. So this is reading on your current energies, your current trajectories, where you're currently headed, your current path to your soulmate. So if you guys like to choose the crystals below the cards, let's pop some crystals below these cards. All right, my beautiful babies, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some girasol, then we have some bismuth, then we have a rose quartz merkaba, then we have some rainbow moonstone, and then we have another rose quartz, but in a tumbled palm stone, pocket stone type of deal. So if you guys like to choose the crystals, those are our crystal options. Again, once you're done choosing your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, and then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about your journey to your soulmate. Why am I talking in an accent? I love accents. If you guys know me well enough, you know that I love doing accents. So without further ado, let's hop right into this reading, starting now. All right, so group number 1, this is going to be your reading all about your journey to finding your soulmate. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 1, your journey to your soulmate. I do think that you guys are ones that are going to find your soulmate a little bit later in life, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm getting that, and don't be discouraged when I say something like that. You guys, again, you have free will, you can always change things, but your current trajectory is to meet your soulmate later in life, and there is specific purpose as to why that is. So let's get into your guys' journey on meeting your guys' soulmate. So first off, when we start off with the strength being reversed, this is something that requires patience. So this is the first card that made me feel like you're most likely going to meet your soulmate a little bit later on in life. This could even mean that it's later 20s, so it's just a bit later than you might have previously expected. And then we do also have the 3 of emotions. So I feel like you're also going to reach your soulmate once you have a bit more of an unexpected inner reflection. When the 3 of emotions is reversed, the 3 of emotions is the 3 of cups, which normally indicates, when it's right side up, it indicates a lot of fun, a lot of parties and things like that. Since it is reversed, I think that you're going to meet your soulmate once you kind of get past that stage of your life. And you might even be someone who doesn't want that stage of their life. And so it could just be like a factor of waiting for your own soulmate to kind of get over those things as well. But when the 3 of emotions is reversed, I do also feel like your journey towards your soulmate is going to be a little bit more of an inward journey and not necessarily through friends and through networking. I think your journey to your soulmate is going to be a little bit more on your own. I think you're going to meet them in kind of like the most unexpected way. And then we also do have the world cosmos, and the world is reversed as well. So when the world is even coming up in this reading, this is kind of making me feel like this is kind of when you begin to open yourself up to different things that are outside of your comfort zone. So I think that your journey to your soulmate is when you really start to open up to the world. I think the beginning part of your life is learning a lot of lessons about areas where you might be closed off, areas that you feel kind of maybe restricted in. Maybe there's a certain idea that you have really laid out for your life, and I think that in order to really reach where you're meant to go, you're meant to face these certain restrictions that you have on yourself, or these certain doubts, these certain limiting beliefs that you might have on yourself. And then we do also have the 5 of inspiration reversed, and so I do think that this is majorly about letting go of a lot of different beliefs about the way that you think things have to play out. Because right now you might be listening to this being like, I don't like this reading. I want it to play out in this way that I have it in my head. And yes, you have free will. You can change things, but also what's kind of happening right now is I think that there's a certain rigidness that you might have to your life. And I feel like the energy of the universe really wants you to let go of being so rigid, let go of the control of it all, is what I'm really kind of feeling from this pile, is being able to just let yourself go and have a little bit more fun rather than being so strict upon yourself. Strength being reversed, I feel like, is this need for control and this need for things to play out a very particular way. There's like this strict energy around you, and it could even be that you were raised in a strict way, or things like that that make you want to gain control over your own life, that make you a little bit more of someone who needs to take back their control because they've had a lot of control over them. And the Three of Emotions is, it's just making me feel like you really just need to let go. Like this card just speaks to me and just says, let go. So I think you're going to meet your soulmate when you finally become free of control, free of restrictions, that kind of stuff, because it's really hard to meet a soulmate when we're someone who is controlling and needs things to play out in a certain way, and we're like, we need it to go this way. We end up becoming exactly what was put upon us prior. And so I don't know why I'm getting this message so strongly. I don't think I ever really go in this direction with some of my readings, but it's totally happening today, so we're just gonna go with it. So whoever needs to hear this message, maybe this is something you need to hear, but this is all about letting go of control, letting go of the way that you think it needs to play out, letting go of the person that you think it needs to be, because you also might be really thinking that, oh, I need it to be this person, I need it to play out this way. And you might actually be stopping. Like imagine, this is totally what's coming to my head right now. Imagine that you came into this world and there was another soul that you were like, oh, you're my soulmate, I really want to meet you in this lifetime, we're going to do it. And then so you're growing up, you forget about all those things, you forget that, you know, you were a soul and where you've come from, because when we are born, we kind of forget everything, right? And so then you're growing up, and then in school or something, or at work or online, you see someone that you're like, I freaking adore that person. I want that particular person. And then, you know, your soulmate is still trying to find you and is still trying to like come into your life, but you're like, that's the one. And then your soulmate's over here like, just wait till I come, just wait till I come, you know? And so we do have multiple soulmates. I do really want to point out we have multiple soulmates, but for some reason this kind of image is coming to my head that the control is actually blocking out the soulmate that is meant for you in this lifetime. And again, we do have multiple soulmates. We have many soulmates, but I do really strongly feel like there's this sense of this picturesque idea that you might have that might actually be a little bit different. Once you actually let go of this control, at least, I think you'll notice that there's other things that fulfill you much more than what you think currently fulfills you. And there's going to be something much more fulfilling that you find once you just set yourself free. And this is all like the journey of lifetime. So I think that you're going to go through this journey of kind of like breaking out of your comfort zones and breaking free over these things and breaking free out of this shell and breaking free out of that. And all of a sudden, I feel like it's going to guide you and align you to where you're actually meant to be, because then we also have this Four of Materials reversed. And this one speaks volumes about what we've just been talking about, guys. Like the Four of Materials, when it's right side up, is someone who's clinging on to something, someone with a lot of need for control. They need to control the outcome. They need that sense of security. They need to hold on to the first thing that they get their hands onto because they feel security with it. And so it's almost like, you know, when you finally open yourself up to wanting to attract love, and then the first person who likes you back, you're like, that's the one, clinging onto it, holding on to it. This is about letting it go. Or even just, you know, watching a movie and being like, oh, they met each other in the cutest way. That's how I'm going to meet my soulmate. It's going to be like that. It's got to play out like that. You know, or we're planning out, I have to meet my soulmate by this age, and it has to be, you know, this way, and this is going to have to be what it is. Your current perception of what you want is dictated by your current experience. But if you set yourself free and open up to the world of experience that's around you, and start to experience new things, all of a sudden, you're going to find new things that inspire you even more. You're going to broaden your horizons. You're also going to find other things that you don't like as well. We're not going to like everything that we try, right? But if we continue to try and open up to more and more things, we begin to realize more about what we like, rather than, you know, just flowing where we think we currently fit in. But once you try new things, you'll be like, oh wow, that invigorates my soul way more than the old stuff did. You know, and so I feel like you're still on this journey of breaking down certain walls that you've built up, breaking down certain belief systems that you've already built up, you know, even certain desires that you've already built up, and you're going to realize that those are still shifting. So I think that those of you who chose this pile, there's still lots out there that I think that you need to open up to and break down lots of current barriers and lots of current walls that you might have up before meeting your soulmate. Because if we meet our soulmate before then, and we don't even fully know who we are, the chances of even meeting them are really slim, because we meet our soulmate when we're in the most passionate place of our lives. And usually we meet them in an unexpected way, and it's beautiful. But for you guys, this is all about letting go of control. So your journey to your soulmate, I think you're going to be broadening your horizons a lot. I think you're going to travel more before meeting your soulmate, because we have that world in there. And I think this is about embracing other cultures. I actually think your soulmate probably, since we have the 5 of inspiration, the 5 of wands, and also the world, I actually think that your soulmate will be from a different culture than what you're currently used to. Okay? And this is all about letting go. Let go, let go, let go. It could even be that you're still going to be moving a lot. And it could also be that you don't plan on staying in the same city that you're currently in. And so if that's the case, you're not going to meet your soulmate, your perfect person, until you maybe make that move, most likely, based on what's coming up in the cards. You could also potentially meet them prior, and maybe you both want to move to the same place. But most of the time we meet them when we're finally in our space, when we're in where we want to be. It doesn't mean that we cannot ever move again after that, but there's just this sense of once you find where you feel good and where you feel like you belong, and you've broken down these walls, and you have this sense of freedom, that's when your soulmate's going to come in for you guys, pile number 1. So let's add on some more cards in here. Oh my gosh. These 2 next cards reflect so much on what we've already been talking about. So we have the card of reflect and the card of surrender, of course. So your journey to your soulmate will be when you are finally reflecting more and more upon who you are, because this is where you're going to see these two birds, these 2 doves. One's black and one's white. They kind of like complete each other. But if one already just sticks to what it knows and is just in that area, we can never find that other person that fits in with us so well. We are already complete and whole on our own. We're not always in search of our second half, but there are soulmates that we can have. And we do have multiple. But with this, when I look at this is kind of just the idea of, if you're so in control and you're just in your own box, nothing else can come in there. We're not opening ourselves up to something else, whether we realize it or not. But again, I feel like you guys surrendering, coming out of that box, is going to open you up to then all of a sudden meeting that soulmate. And then surrender. Let go of the control, surrender to it. Just allow it to be what it is. Don't try to find it. It will find you in the perfect timing, in the perfect way. And I also feel like it's going to be quite unexpected, because again, the 5 of inspiration, I feel like you're going to be doing like an activity that you've never really kind of done before. You're kind of going to be out of your element, I think, when you meet your soulmate. And I do think that it is going to be a little bit more later in life. I'm getting the sense around 30s that you're going to meet your soulmate. Could be a little bit sooner. Again, it is a general reading, so don't take it like it's set in stone or anything like that. Then we also have the card of stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Guys, this is about staying optimistic. Don't get discouraged about not finding your soulmate. Don't feel like, oh, I have to settle because I haven't found them yet. No, just keep on doing you, boo-boo. You're going to meet them, trust me. Like in this pile, you are absolutely going to meet them. This is all about just letting down the guard, letting down those belief systems that keep you a little bit more restricted. Ooh, and then we have the card of love yourself first. So this is your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So I think that there's still a lot of personal growth that you guys will be going through. And depending on how quickly you get that personal growth done, and quicker doesn't always mean better and more efficient, by the way, guys. But, when you really start to love yourself and you really start to go through that major self-growth, I feel like that is when you're going to meet your soulmate, and they're just going to just fall into your life, because again, you're letting down those walls. Because when we have walls up, we block things that are on the outside from coming in. So this is about setting yourself free so that you have no walls, and then you're open to the endless possibility that's in front of you. Then we also have the card of water flight. Heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. You guys! So right when you let go of, again, those restrictions, because when we think about that heaviness, the restriction, the control, right when you kind of let go of needing to people please as well, because a lot of the times the people that end up having a lot of control issues later on in life are the ones that had a lot of control placed on them from their parents, and then they end up becoming like people pleasers because they had to people please their parents because of the control. So right when you break out of those things and you set yourself free and you kind of cast away the heaviness or the burdens that you've put on yourself, and you become weightless and you become free. Because again, weightless is like that freedom feeling. Right when you become free, your soulmate is going to just come into your life. And again, I do think that you'll probably be traveling or do some sort of major traveling before meeting them as well. And it's to like a different country. So I think that somehow plays a big part in you meeting your soulmate. I don't think that they're necessarily going to live in another country, but maybe they're from another country, from a different culture. And I feel like somehow you traveling kind of gets you more into alignment with that. Ooh. Then we have the 7th house of partners. So I do believe that you're going to marry this person that you meet. I do feel like you're going to marry your soulmate when we have the 7th house over here. This person is very connected to you. You're destined to meet them in this lifetime. It is meant to be. It will happen maybe a little bit later in life, but you are destined to meet them. Then we also have a Jupiter of abundance, and it has the number 7 on it, which is the 7th house, which is very interesting. And so this is all about expansion, about expanding yourself into new realms, expanding yourself. We can never expand ourselves when we have restrictions. So this is about letting go of those restrictions, letting go of that control, allowing yourself to expand, allowing that abundance to flow in. And you'll also notice, I think, around that time that lots of things in your life will begin to expand, and you'll have abundance in many areas of your life by the time that you meet your soulmate. And then I do also have the card here of Capricorn I use. So this isn't like about using somebody, just so you guys know. Capricorn's not about that. Capricorn instead is about the journey, and they're patient. So the fact that we have Strength and Capricorn coming up, this situation requires patience. Your journey to your soulmate, it might take a little bit longer than what you previously planned for, but it is coming. And this is in divine timing. You don't want to meet your soulmate before this, trust me, because when you have to go through really deep lessons after meeting your soulmate, it can put a lot of pressure and strain on a relationship and sometimes break a relationship. So the beauty of you guys meeting them a little bit later in life is the fact that you have already accomplished many of your needed lessons. You've already overcome and will have overcome many of your needed lessons. And then that creates proper foundation, because Capricorn is also all about foundations. It creates a proper foundation for that relationship to blossom and flourish. So I think you guys will have an amazing relationship together. I think that you guys are going to be able to open up emotionally together very easily. I think that you guys will have a very deep connection and be able to understand each other. I feel like you guys are already connected emotionally a lot without even realizing it. But the fact that we have all this blue here, I think your communication is going to be very good. We have an airplane going by. That is loud. There's always airplanes above the ocean. Or is that like a helicopter? It's probably a helicopter. But just this blue is letting me know that you will have already accomplished so much, especially with speaking and dealing with communication. So communication will be a big thing that you guys are learning prior to meeting your soulmate. Ooh, I just got to glance at what this next card is. It says romance on it. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. So lavish the one that you love with personal attention and affection. Guys, I really think that your soulmate is going to be a hopeless romantic. I think that you and your soulmate are going to have like a whirlwind romance together. And then we have a 2 and a 5, which also equals a number 7 again. So I feel like there's a deep spiritual connection between you guys. And then 7 also, it just always reminds me of Libra. Libra is the 7th zodiac, 7th house of astrology. So that's the area of marriage. That's the area of romance. That's the area of partnerships and things like that. So I do think you guys will meet in an unexpected way. I think it'll be kind of just a whirlwind. I think this is like being swept off your feet type of idea, but I think it's going to come when you become very fulfilled and you also let go of the restrictions of what it needs to look like, how it needs to happen, what it needs to be, what the person needs to be like. I think once you really let that go and become free, you're going to find someone who matches you better than you could have even written for yourself. And we do write our own destinies, guys. We always write our own destinies. But I really think once you start to open yourself up and begin to experience new things, you're going to realize that there's other things that you enjoy so much more, that fulfill your soul more than what you currently understand to fill your soul. And as you begin to write that in, then that soulmate will be able to come in, because then you're attracting the right thing. Okay, I'm going to pull one of these cards for you guys to end off this reading. These are like little soulmate cards. I love them. They're so cute. So let's see if we can get a card out of here just to end us off and get any last information about how you guys are going to meet your soulmate, the journey to your soulmate. Ooh, we have two different things that flew out here. We have passion, and magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. So this is getting in touch with what makes you passionate. This is, once you guys get into that passionate mood, once you guys feel the passion just invigorating your body, I feel like that's going to bring you towards what you will be doing when you find your soulmate. I feel like it has to deal deeply with your passions and where your passions lie, and discovering the new passions that you don't even yet know that you have. Ooh. This is the perfect other card to end off this reading. You guys, you can't make this up. This is the card of wait. Don't rush into it. So, guys, don't try to attract your soulmate so quickly. Again, you are in control of your future, but make sure that you are open to learning these important lessons prior to trying to so badly harness the energy of your soulmate. And it says, allow nature to take its course. So the universe already has this perfect plan for you about how you're going to meet your soulmate, when you're going to meet your soulmate. And I feel like this is so meant to be in this way, because I think your soulmate is learning important things, and I think you are learning important things, so that when you guys come together, it will actually be great. Because, you know, if you talk to a lot of people who've been in multiple relationships, they'll tell you like, wow, did I ever learn so much? And if I met like the one prior to all of those, wow, that just would have been a mess. So I think that this is so meant to be in this way. Again, depending on how open you are to going through these lessons and doing all of that jazz, I think will change your timeline a little bit more, so you can maybe meet them a little bit sooner, and things like that. But again, I do think that there's very important things happening prior to it, and I think being able to just surrender to that and understand that and trust that is going to help you out tons in the long run. But your journey to your soulmate, travel, you guys, experience the world. I really see that you guys need to experience the world and just let go of the control, let go of the stuff that maybe you're holding on to from childhood that might cause you to act in a certain way and things like that, because I think you'll be having that mirrored back to you constantly in life until you kind of let that go and things like that. So that's what all right. Camera definitely cut out there for a second, but that's fine. I think my camera's like, okay, end the reading already. We keep repeating the same things, and I'm like, okay, but like, I keep feeling like re-saying it so that it really sinks in. Okay, so I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here in this reading. Wait, don't rush it. Allow nature to take its course. It is coming. So your journey to your soulmate is all about reflection, learning, letting go of old things. And right when that is done, right when that is complete, right when you guys have accomplished all of your learning, which is all about letting go of the control aspect, I think that, you know, that's when that soulmate is coming in, you guys. That's when all of the romance just rushes in, and I really think that, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. You guys are gonna have such a great connection with the person that is your soulmate. So I'm seeing lots of good things over here, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading all about your journey to your soulmate. So let's hop right into it. Wow, pile number 2. Here's what we got for you guys. We have the Hangman being reversed. We have the 5 of Materials being reversed. We have the 10 of Emotions upright, 2 of Voices upright, and then the Queen of Inspiration being reversed. So kind of the first vibes that I'm getting from this pile is that you are going to meet your soulmate when you least expect it, which is of course kind of always how it goes. But I also think that you guys won't be like wanting to attract love at that point of your lives. Whereas like, you know, most people are like, oh, I want to attract love, meet you in an unexpected way, bam. For you guys, I kind of see this energy of like, I'm not ready for love. I'm not ready for it. And all of a sudden it's just kind of like, da, 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 da. And you're like, oh, okay. So I feel like it's going to come out in that sort of way. So we do have the Hangman being reversed. And so that kind of tells me that I really think that they're going to shift your world around. And also I feel like your journey to your soulmate, you're going to be kind of like shifting your whole world around. And I think that's why you're going to attract this sort of energy into your life, because the journey to your soulmate, I feel like you are going through kind of this whole shift of where you're like, I've always looked at life in this way. I've always kind of lived my life based on like this. All of a sudden you're going to be going through this like flip, this like 180 where you're like, okay, wait a minute. I am a whole different person than who I thought I was. And I think there's going to be this just massive shift for you. I really feel like this is like, you guys are going to be going through something in your life that's pretty major that causes you to do a whole shift. You're going to be like, okay, totally different now. And then with that 5 of Materials being reversed as well, this is kind of like becoming open and kind of being vulnerable as well, because it's also next to the 10 of Emotions. And so this is also healing like childhood stuff. This is healing family stuff. This is also like all of a sudden seeing the importance of family. I feel like you're going to attract your soulmate right when you kind of are starting to see the importance and the love of like family. Maybe you guys already see that, but somehow there's this like perspective shift here that's going on. And then also with the 2 of Voices, the 2 of Voices is also what makes me feel like you guys are going to meet them when you're not really open to it, when you're not really ready for it. And all of a sudden it's just going to kind of be like, oh, it's right there. It could also mean that you have met your soulmate already when you were younger, but you didn't realize that maybe there was a soulmate connection between you two. So it could also be that as well, just so you guys know. I'm also getting kind of a heavy message on that actually when I'm looking at this. So yeah, I really think that you're going to all of a sudden have this shift of being like, wait a minute, I actually really like that person that I used to know before. And you might see them in a new light. You might see them in a new way. And all of a sudden, you know, you used to be closed off, like, no, that's not my soulmate. I don't want that person, someone that you knew before. And all of a sudden you meet them again a few years later and you're like, hello. Oh, I'm so feeling that actually. Wow, that one feels like it's resonating. I can feel it through my arms. So yes, I'm definitely feeling there is this whole like, I think that's what the 180 is actually. That's like the 180 that we were talking about, is there was this person that you've known before, and it could be that you still haven't met them yet, but this is going to kind of be how the scenario plays out. So it might not mean that you already know them, but depending on how old you are in the current moment, depending on where you're at in your own timeline, I do feel like you're going to meet them eventually. You might already know them, but you might meet them still in the future, not really think much of it, and then a few years later, and I think it's going to take 2 years. I really think it's going to take 2 years for you guys, that all of a sudden you guys are like, hold up, I actually really like that person. I didn't even think about it before, but now I actually really like them. So I do think that this is going to kind of be how it is and how it kind of plays out for you guys. Pile number 2. It's interesting. You guys are pile number 2. We have the 2 of Voices, and I'm feeling 2 years. It's going to take you 2 years to realize that this person is your soulmate after you meet them, or from this current moment. Again, it is a general reading, so different people are on different timelines that are watching this. So if you guys have already met them, it'll take you 2 years from now. If you guys haven't met them yet, it'll take you 2 years once you meet them. Feeling that number pretty strongly. For most of you guys, again, it is a general reading, so timing can be a little bit off when doing general readings, so I do want to point that out. Our next card that we have is Ask Body. That one's pretty important. And we also have the creator. Okay, so I'm gonna put these ones up here. So ask body, this is all about you guys all of a sudden feeling like this intuitive hit in your body one day. I feel like you're just gonna be like, wait a minute, that one person that I didn't think much about, it's just, I'm feeling it in my heart and my soul right now. All this attraction all of a sudden. I think this attraction is going to come out of nowhere for you guys, and it's going to kind of come up like a roaring lion, as we see in this card. It's just all of a sudden going to be like, wha-jam! And you're going to be like, oh, okay, never mind. I guess I do like that person. And then we also have the card here of the creator. So when I look at this card, this also makes me feel like right when you guys start to feel this sort of like intuition about this person, all of a sudden it's going to be like the spark goes off, because this creator, it's like this one and the spark. And I think you're going to all of a sudden feel like this magic. You're all of a sudden going to feel like this attraction that's just, it just woke up. It's all of a sudden going to just wake up one day and you're like, oh, wait a minute. And I think the reason why you didn't really see it before is because I think that you'll have either like a different idea of who your soulmate is, or you're not even going to be looking for a soulmate at that time. So when you meet this person, it's kind of going to be like, whatever, like, you're not going to think twice about it, right? But then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, wow, that was my soulmate all along, shit. The next card that we have is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Ooh, you guys. So I think once you do kind of realize, it'll just be like this. I feel like love will envelop your body very quickly when you kind of realize that you like this person. Once that attraction comes rushing up, like I was saying, I feel like it's just gonna feel like this like spark of love that kind of just ignites you. And I feel like it's going to be very mutual. I feel like you guys are gonna feel the same way. In fact, this person might even like you before you realize that you like them. And then we also have the card of let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So we also have the 10 of emotions, which kind of talks about that as well. So I do think that I do think that you might have friends that kind of play a part in this. Maybe even friends that might set this up and you're kind of like thinking like, what, I don't know, I don't really know. Trust me, that'll switch on you. However you feel at first will switch on you. And then we do also, I forgot to mention our last card before going into the Oracle cards, the Queen of Inspiration being reversed. So at first I feel like this is talking about the fact that she's upside down. I feel like this is talking about the fact that you're not really feeling the inspiration, the energy, and the passion at first, but then all of a sudden it does that kind of switcheroo and you're like, okay, hello. So just kind of going into that a little bit. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. And there could also be like a hesitance at first as well that you guys might feel. And then we do also have the card of the Selkie and her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. So I also feel like your journey to meeting this person is going to be at a time of your life where you might feel a little bit shut down. And I think that that's why you're not even feeling emotions towards like this person that is your soulmate. It is because maybe you guys recently went through something. So again, I was talking about in the beginning how it feels like you guys have gone through something big in the beginning. So I feel like that's going to be what kind of shuts down your guys' emotions, and you're not really open to the idea of love when you guys do meet the person, and you're kind of just like, not even thinking about it. And I do feel like you're all of a sudden going to reclaim that authenticity. You're all of a sudden going to kind of find yourself again. And right when you guys find yourself again, after going through kind of a more traumatic time and kind of letting your feelings kind of go like, right when you find yourself again, right when you heal yourself, right when you reclaim who you are, all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, light bulb. Wow. All of a sudden it's just going to appear right in front of your face. And then the next three cards that we have, they are astrology cards. Ooh, guys, we have Venus of love. So all of a sudden I feel like you're going to get that rush of emotion of all those loving energies, feeling really good. I think, you know, you're going to see the beauty in this person that you didn't really see before, because Venus is all about beauty. It's the planet that rules beauty. And so I think that you guys are all of a sudden going to be like, holy dang, that is like one of the most attractive people I've ever met. Why didn't I see this sooner? Like, why wasn't I making these connections sooner? And it was because you weren't really feeling yourself. You weren't really open to the idea of love, because I think that you guys were still healing from something prior. And then we do also have Virgo, I analyze. So Virgo is all about healing. So this person's going to come into your life right when you're done healing. right when you've gone through your own healing, right when you've analyzed your emotions, you've analyzed the past, and you've let go of it, right? And also with Virgo, this could also mean that this comes through a work opportunity, because it could also be some sort of work opportunity, some sort of healing type of thing as well, because with Venus there as well, could go through some sort of healing of yourself, something that you're doing that makes yourself feel better, that all of a sudden you meet this person in. And then we do also have Aquarius, the I Know card. Aquarius, this is all about meeting someone in a very unexpected environment, in an unexpected way, having unexpected feelings come up. Aquarius is like the master of unexpected feelings, because Aquarius is always like pretty, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. We've reabsorbed it. Huh. Ooh. Okay. So Aquarius is like the master of, I don't feel anything. And then one day being like, that was unexpected. Now I feel something. Like, it's so Aquarius. They're like the ones that'll have like a one night stand. Not every Aquarius, but like the energy of the sign in general is like, has one night stand, doesn't remember the person's name. A month later, they're like, wait a minute, I have feelings for them now. Oh. Big Aquarius energy right there. So that's the kind of like vibes that I'm getting from this card. We do also, ooh, I almost read that as a 33. That is a 5 actually. Let's see if we have any, let's see. Okay, for some reason that's definitely sticking out to me. The fact that Aquarius is the number 23, which equals a 5. So again, 5s are unexpected change. No wonder it's coming up. So unexpected change, you guys. Again, I feel like this is that unexpected emotion where you feel like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? My body was like, how can I even trust my body? All of a sudden these emotions are coming up that it wasn't even feeling before. What's going on? So it's definitely like that sort of feeling. And then our last card that we have, which is a 5 as well, because it's number 50 at the top. Oh, you guys, number 5s. So this is also going to be during a time of your life where it feels very like there's so much going on. I feel like you're also going to meet them when you have so much going on. There's a lot happening up in the air. So yes, your journey to them, big event, makes you shut down your emotions. You're healing the emotions. Life's a bit chaotic. You have so much going on. You're finally healing yourself. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, there was someone that I knew a little bit ago. And all of a sudden I'm just like real feeling it. And this last card, what it says, that what this card actually is consider your foundation. Look how committed you are to love. Ooh, so look how committed you are to love. So I think you're someone who loves very deeply. Although again, when you first meet them, I think you're going to be quite shut down, but that also shows that you're someone who's very committed to love, because you shut down when something big happens. It's because you feel things very deeply. And look how committed you are to love. I think that consider your foundation. I think you're going to have a really good life with this person. I think you're going to feel very at home and very secure and very safe with this person. They're going to make you feel like you're at home. This home in the background of the card is making me feel like, oh, it's just screaming the words of like you feel at home with this person. And again, I had that family card to begin us off with the 10 of Cups there. And so it could also be that you met them in childhood. It could also mean that maybe there's someone that reminds you of like your family growing up, or someone that reminds you of kind of the energy of when you were growing up. And when you kind of reach back to that home place is like kind of where you find them and when you find them. I don't think it necessarily means that you're going to find them in the same like area that you grew up in. It could also point to that for some of you guys, but I think it's more of the idea of they kind of remind you of home. They make you feel like home internally. So to end off this reading, you guys, I'm going to shuffle these little soulmate cards that I have over here to just get some more information to end off this reading for you guys. Let's see. Oh, we had a fallout. All right. So here's what the card looks like on the back. Very cute. Reminds me of like Celtic times. And it says, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. And again, we're going through cycles when we meet the soulmate for you guys, pile number 2. And it says, when we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. So allow the change to happen. Allow the change to come in. We have so many number 5s. And to me, that well, fives do represent big change, shifts, making shifts. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. So go with the flow of it. Don't say no to the change, accept the change, go with the change, and you will meet your soulmate that way, because like they're coming in right with that. All of that change is just like shifting all about. And right when you guys kind of like go through the cycle of healing and allow the change to embrace you, I think you're going to realize who your soulmate is. It's just going to be a light bulb that kind of goes off for you guys, pile number 2. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys have not already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! All right. Pile number 3. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about your journey and how you're going to find your soulmate. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3 is what we have for you guys. We start off with the Knight of Inspiration, then we have the Fool, then we have the Hierophant, then we have 10 of Inspiration, we have the Sun. So let's get into your journey to your soulmate. So the Knight of Inspiration, to start us off, I really feel like the beginning of your journey towards your soulmate is going to start with this massive just like passion and inspiration. I think you guys are going to get invigorated by something that you really, really love. And I think this has to do with most likely with career, but there's going to be this sort of direction that you really want to take, and you're just going to be like, okay, I'm going for it. And I think it's going to be a solo journey. I think that I really think that this is like one of those journeys where you guys just like, you know, will be in your adulthood when you guys meet them, because I feel like this is kind of one of those journeys where you guys just like, I keep getting this vision of like you guys just like leaving everything behind. Like it's this energy of like, I left it all behind. I'm just going for it. I'm going for my dreams. I've left it behind and I'm going for my dreams. It's the words that keep coming to my head. So the beginnings of this journey start with, and just imagine this as a movie while I play it out for you guys. So y'all will be there getting new inspirations. And it's almost like you guys take nothing with you. I don't know. Maybe you guys obviously are taking stuff with you, but I just really feel like it's one of those where you guys are alone a lot. It's a solo journey. And I feel like it might start with you guys like moving to a new city where you guys don't know anybody, something along the lines of that. Because I'm really getting this vision that you guys are alone somehow and you guys don't really know anybody else. Somehow there's just this solo aspect to your guys' journey towards your soulmate. And then we also have the Hierophant upside down. So the Hierophant upside down sometimes deals with schools and institutions sometimes. So it could be that you guys are like moving away to go to college, something like that. But the Hierophant is upside down. So it could also be just like a solo journey where it's like, there's a lot of self-learning. There's a lot of, you know, you're learning a lot on your own because you're doing something on your own. Maybe you're opening up a business, you're having to learn it all on your own because you would have no one there to teach you how to do it, but you're just like, I'm just gonna do it. And so I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna get my feet wet and hopefully it turns out okay. So I feel like there's this energy of like, we're just doing it and we don't care what society says anymore, and we don't care about like the rules of like how we're supposed to do things, and we're kind of just like, okay, I'm skipping this chapter and I'm just going for what I want, you know? There's this sense that you guys are just going after your dreams here. And then we do also have the 10 of Inspiration being reversed. So again, I think you're letting go of a lot. The 10 of Inspiration, when it's reversed, we let go of things that are weighing us down, things that are holding us back, anything that feels like it's restricting us in any way. We're just like, bye. So your journey again to your soulmate deals with letting go of a lot of old things that we used to hold on to, or standards that we used to have for ourselves, or things that other people wanted for us, or something that was like stable, but it wasn't necessarily making us passionate. So it could be like a job that we didn't like to be in. And then we're finally like, okay, I'm letting it go. I'm moving to a new city. I'm going to start the thing that I've always wanted to start. So, and then we end with the Sun. So that's your journey to your soulmate, is when you finally have decided to leave it all behind, and you spontaneously, this is very spontaneous by the way guys, you spontaneously decide to go in a completely new direction, on your own, solo journey, and all of a sudden we have the Sun. You guys are going to feel so good, so invigorated with light, and because of that, I feel like you're going to be in such alignment to your soulmate, that all of a sudden you attract your soulmate, you're attracting this, you're attracting all the good things. I really feel like you guys are actually here to kind of break a standard of society. I feel like your guys' souls are actually here to like cause like a new wave, create a new wave of what people are supposed to do with their lives, and people are supposed to chase their passions. I feel like you guys are the passion chasers, and you're gonna have to like break the rules of like, oh, we're supposed to go to school and then work a 9-to-5 job and then do this and then do that. I feel like you guys are the ones that are like, I'm the rule breaker. I'm here to cause the change. I'm here to create the change and show people that we can actually do what we want to do. And so I feel like that's kind of what your guys' purpose is. And I feel like once you guys start doing that, you're going to be in alignment with everything that you're meant to be here for. And that's what's going to bring in your soulmate. I also feel like you guys are going to become very self-aware. And you're going to meet your soulmate when you're so comfortable being alone and you have learned how to entertain yourself in your own presence, and you finally become like a very entertaining, very fun person because of it. Because, you know, the people that have a boring time being alone are the ones that, in my opinion, don't really yet know how to have, once you know how to have fun on your own, this is a better way of putting it. Once you know how to have fun on your own, you are such a joy to be with no matter who you're with, because you already know how to have fun on your own. Therefore, the fun that you bring to a group setting, 10 times better. So, yeah. You guys are going to be learning how to have fun on your own. You guys are going to be learning how to enjoy your own self and become very self-aware. And through that, you begin to attract that soulmate energy. The next two cards that I have for you guys is Speak Truth and the Explorer. So this is about opening up authenticity. So this is about you guys becoming authentic. That's why we have Speak Truth. This is opening up that throat chakra and being comfortable being like, you know what, parents, or you know what, society, I'm not gonna go work a 9-to-5 job. I'm not gonna do the normal thing that everyone else does. I am going to speak my truth. I'm going to live my truth, and I'm gonna go pack up my bags. I'm gonna go do my own thing, and I'm gonna create the life that I wanna live. And then we also have the Explorer. So this also, again, deals with the need and the desire to break free and go do your own thing and create your own life. And again, I think that you guys are moving away for some reason. I think you're moving away, and that's why you have this like alone sense. This is where that alone sense comes from, because you don't really know anyone in the new place that you're in. So I really think you guys are moving somewhere to at least a new city, possibly a new state, province, or maybe even a new country for some of you guys. So, and that's going to kind of lead you to meeting your soulmate. Those waves are loud. Okay. So, ooh, we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So the soulmate that you have, I feel like when you meet them, there's going to be this sense like, I've known you before, you're best friends off the bat. All of a sudden there's just such a deep connection. It's a real soul connection, you guys. And then we also have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy towards others. I really think that you guys are going to become so open with speaking that there's going to be this, when you guys meet your soulmate, there's going to be this fun like and there's gonna be like this fun energy to where you feel so authentic. You're able to really speak your truth. I feel like you're gonna meet your soulmate when you're finally so authentic and not scared of being authentic, because a lot of us, we're scared of being authentic. We want to people please. We want people to like us. So then we end up filtering our truth in order for us to be liked. And so I think that you are actually going to meet your soulmate once you're past that, and once you learn the importance of speaking your own truth and being authentic, and once you don't really care, you know, who likes you. You don't care about people pleasing anymore. You just want people to like you for you, therefore you speak your own truth. I feel like you're going to meet them at that stage of your life, and your guys' flirting is going to be like next level, because there's such an authenticity behind it. And when we're fully authentic, we can fully know when someone else really understands us, and we actually get that understanding because we're being ourselves. When we're not being ourselves, we're not being fully authentic. No matter how much that person likes us, there's a feeling of disconnect within ourselves, and we don't feel like they truly get us because we know deep down inside that we're not being authentic. And so no matter how much they do like us, we're kind of like, I don't feel like you really like me, because you know deep down inside that you still don't know if they like you because you're not being you. So you're gonna meet your soulmate once you've already done that kind of work. And I think that, again, that flirting is gonna be on this whole new level, because there's gonna be this actual like realness behind it, this real truth behind it. And I think you guys are going to like the fact that you two might be different in certain areas, and it's going to cause this fun, flirtatious, fun, funny energy within it that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be real exciting, guys. I keep getting this feeling of the fun energy that you guys are going to have together, and it's like, it's really nice. It's really on point. And so the next card that we have for you guys is Lemuria Returns, Earthly Spirituality, Community, Ocean, Conservation. So Lemuria Returns, this card always reminds me of like all of a sudden being able to return to our true inner self. And it's almost like, what do they call that land, like the Emerald City, basically, where everyone kind of like wants to go, like a euphoric type of place, you know? And so this earthly spirituality and community, I really feel like you guys are gonna have this like deep connection, this deep unity. I keep hearing the word unity from this card. And so it's almost like you guys feel at home with each other, like Lemuria Returns. It's gonna feel like, I'm finally returned to you. Not that anyone ever owns us, not that we're incomplete without somebody, because that's not true. We are complete on our own. But there's this sense of like, I've known you before and I feel so good to be with you. And there's that sense of like such connection, such a connection. And then our next three cards that we have Taurus. So Taurus could play a big role. The sign of Taurus could play a big role in this, but Taurus also deals with lots of different things. It's ruled by the planet of Venus for one, and so it deals with like beauty, feeling good, feeling at home, that comfort. Taurus is all about comfort. I feel like you guys are going to feel very comfortable together. And there's also this sense of like humor that comes along with it, because Tauruses are very funny. A lot of Tauruses are comedians. Taurus rules a bit of humor as well. It's one of the signs that rules some humor. So I feel like you guys are going to have like this fun, flirting, comfortable energy where you're able to just like laugh off your differences and be able to like feel free about expressing them. There's this freedom of expression that's happening between you guys. And then we also have the fourth house of roots. The fourth house of roots, the fourth house is ruled by Cancer. Cancer might also be another sign that comes up quite a bit between you two. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be a Taurus or Cancer to be your soulmate, but it possibly could be for some of you guys. So the fourth house over here of roots, they're going to make you feel very secure. They're going to make you feel very grounded. I feel like, again, you're going to feel at home with this person. They're going to make you feel very secure. I'm feeling like there's like laugh tingles in my throat right now while I'm like picking up on this energy. It just feels like it's very fun, and there's just like a lot of talking happening between you guys, and it just feels so fun. I know I keep saying that, but it just feels so fun between you guys. I feel like you guys know how to have fun, and you two really get each other. I feel like you guys are always on the same page of like what you want to do and things like that. And then we also have the Grand Shrine of Blessings, you guys. So I really feel like you're gonna, when you meet this person, I feel like you're already gonna have like the authenticity of you so down pat. And I feel like there's such a good energy here with the sun, with the Grand Trine, and it just feels like everything is like serendipitous. And it's all like, I feel like you're also gonna have a lot of deja vu with this person, because there's gonna be a lot of synchronicities. I think you're gonna see a lot of repeating numbers by the time you meet this person, and when you meet them, I think you're also gonna connect on that level, being like, oh my God, I always see like repeating numbers, or like, oh my God, I always see these certain signs and synchronicities. I think there's gonna be so many synchronicities and so many serendipitous events that lead you to this person, and it's going to feel so meant to be on so many levels, guys. And then our almost last card is spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. So again, I feel like you guys are really good at communicating. I feel like communication is one of your guys' strengths, and that's why it's coming up in this reading. And like I was saying just previously, because of the fact that I have Taurus, I really think that there's this connection where you guys are so comfortable talking to each other and listening, and you guys are actually genuinely really interested in what each other has to say. And it's gonna feel like, you know, finally someone gets me. It's that sort of energy, like this person real gets me. They real do, because he or she has also done the amount of work that you are, and you guys are both authentic with each other. And when you have two authentic people together, it's just like really fun, and there's just like a really deep spiritual understanding, as well as like a really good connection. So I'm going to shuffle these cards to get any last information for you guys. These are soulmate cards, so let's see what they have to say. Let's see if we get any fallout cards here for pile number 3. Let's see, any information about your guys' soulmate that we need to know about to end this off. All right, okay, I'll have to pick that one up. We have 3 cards apparently. So the first card that we have is friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So I really feel like you guys are gonna have such a friendship connection as well on top of being lovers. And I think that's gonna be one of the unique factors about you guys with your soulmate is the sense that you guys are each other's best friends as well as each other's, lovers. And then we also have, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Wasn't I just talking about that? That you guys' journey to your soulmate requires this alone time to start off with. And then just to finish this off, instead of placing your focus on another, now is time to give to yourself. So your journey to your soulmate, guys, starts off with alone time. Instead of constantly focusing on like, oh, when is my soulmate coming into my life? When is this happening? You guys are meant to take the solo journey first because you guys are gonna learn so much prior to meeting your soulmate, because it is so important that you guys both meet each other when you guys are both authentic so you guys can start off on the right foot. When you guys start a relationship off on a very wrong foot and you guys have to do a lot of learning together, it ends up becoming very karmic. And then we end up having a lot of trust issues. We end up building a lot of like hurt. And whenever a relationship is built upon hurt, it is a lot tougher. But if you guys meet your soulmate when you've already done the hard work in previous experience, all of a sudden you come to that relationship starting off on the right foot, and there's just this loving bond that stays and it's never rattled too much. Of course, we all still go through challenges together and things like that. But the fact that you guys have done your individual work, the big stuff, the heavy stuff, and you guys are authentic in the beginning and you keep that authenticity, there's so much more room for trust and other critical bonds to grow between you two. So I think that this is very important to have that kind of like solo journey at first. And then our last card, let me just pick this up off the floor real quick. All right. Ooh, sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Perfect one to end us off. Wow, you guys. So yes, your journey to your soulmate starts off with a solo journey at first, but then it grows and then you find, and then it is amazing, and then it's beautiful and it's fun. So hopefully this explains a lot for you guys about how you guys are meant to meet your soulmate. I really think this is a really beautiful relationship, and it's going to be very fun and amazing for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this reading pile number 3, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your journey, how you're going to meet your soulmate. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, here's what we have for you guys. We start off with the Ace of Emotions, then we have the Tower, then we have the 2 of Inspiration, then we have the 7 of Emotions, then we have the 3 of Materials. So let's talk about your guys' pathway to your soulmate. So starting off with the Ace of Emotions being reversed next to the Tower tells me that you guys are going to go through a big event. And I mostly see for most of you guys, you're going through a big breakup, actually, with someone that you were in a relationship with for a little bit, or even a long time. So I think that your journey to your soulmate is going to start off with a previous relationship ending first. This relationship was more of a karmic relationship, and I see that ending. And then with the 2 of Inspiration being the next card, there's going to be this big kind of like choice that you have to make. And I really think that you guys are like, okay, what direction do I want to go towards next? And the 2 of Inspiration is usually a pretty good card, because I feel like once this relationship ends, you're just kind of like left with this open playing field. And that's why this card is just like purely white over here. Like it's just completely white. It's blank. It's like the page is open for you guys. And so I really think that because this ends, and you might have like thought that you were going to marry this person, you might have thought that this relationship was going to really continue somewhere, and it's going to end, and then you're kind of left with this blank page, and you're like, okay, what do I want to create from here on out? And I really think that you're going to start to get kind of a bit more creative and kind of decide, what do I really want to do with my life? And you're going to realize that you've put all of your eggs into a relationship, and you've built up a relationship rather than building up yourself. And so you're going to go through this huge period of like, I need to grow myself. I need to blossom myself. I need to find where I belong and what I enjoy. rather than, you know, just enjoying relationship. I need to find me. And so all of a sudden I think that you guys are going to have this huge like growth period of like, ooh, what do I really want to do? And where do I want to go? What do I want to create my life to be like? And so then we have the 7 of emotions over here. So I feel like all of a sudden you guys are like picking down different ideas and deciding like, what do I want to do? What do I want to grow? And the 3 of materials that we have, I think you guys are going to be building who you are when you guys meet your soulmate, because that is our kind of like the end of the journey card. Is all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, I'm putting my eggs into myself and I'm building up who I am. And all of a sudden, as you build up who you are and as you really create something for yourself, I feel like that is when your soulmate is going to enter your life. And where you're going to actually find your soulmate is you've built a foundation for yourself. You've built something for yourself. Okay, and so the next 2 cards that we have over here, we have the Revolutionary and we have Get Creative. Ooh, you guys. So with the Revolutionary, this is all of a sudden creating a revolution, you know? A revolution always in history tends to start when we go through something really big and we realize that we've missed something. We realize we need a revolution in order to move ahead. And so I really feel like for you guys, this relationship ending is going to be a catalyst for realizing where your soulmate actually is and who your soulmate really is. And if you guys are in a relationship right now, it could be that your relationship already is your soulmate. If you guys have already been through this, again, it is a general reading. Take it with a grain of salt, da-da-da-da-da. But I do see a relationship ending for this particular pile. If it resonates, cool. Again, anything is changeable. I want to point that out. So with the Revolutionary, though, again, I see this new beginning happening because we've gone through something, and all of a sudden there's this new kind of like warrior-esque energy that's like, I'm going to go and create. I'm going to go and conquer. I'm going to go and get. I'm going to make myself who I've always desired to be. And then we have the Get Creative card. So again, you guys are like taking that blank page, you're taking that blank slate and you're like, okay, what do I want to create now? Since I have this whole life ahead of me and I can do anything from here on out and I have no rules of needing to please somebody else, what do I want to do for myself? And yeah, it's just going to get real creative. I think you guys are going to take like a big paintbrush to a big canvas and you guys are going to be like, what do I want to paint next? What do I want to create next? What do I want to do? What do I want my life to look like? And as you begin to do this, I feel like that's when your soulmate is going to really come into your life. So our next 2 cards that we have Retreat. It is time to disconnect from the world. So I really feel like you're going to disconnect from your old way of life. That's what I think that this is talking about. Disconnecting from your old world, because you're disconnecting from what you once had. And now you're creating a whole new canvas, a whole new world. And so you guys are retreating from what you're used to. Then we also have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And so as you begin to do this, I really think your ex is probably going to come back and really want to create something with you. And it'll be your choice whether you want to create something again with them or whether you want to move on to something new. And I feel like a lot of you guys will be moving on to something new. And I feel like this is when you're going to meet your soulmate. But again, I do feel like your ex is definitely going to be coming back because they're going to be like, wait a minute, all of a sudden this person's got their ish together and they're really inspiring and I want a piece of that energy, you know? And I feel like you guys are going to be like, I'm beyond that. And then we also have the card here of Homeland, Arrival, a journey ends, establishment, building, settled. Right when you guys have established yourselves, this is when your soulmate is going to come into your life. We have the number 44 at the top. So this is all about building a solid foundation for yourself, all the security. And so for you guys who chose this, this is, yes, you are building that solid foundation. You guys are getting yourself accomplished, setting, I keep wanting to say strong foundation, but I'm looking for another word to like help me in this example, but maybe strong foundation is enough to understand it. So there's going to be this sense of having a strong foundation for yourself, a good sense of security and safety that you've already built up for yourself. And then I do believe you're going to meet your soulmate at that exact point in your life. All of a sudden, when you've kind of arrived to yourself, you've created the canvas of yourself. Like this looks like all of a sudden you've created something, whereas the 2 was like that moment of when you guys have kind of like lost that relationship, and then all of a sudden you've twisted all of this whole like picture into something beautiful. You've created something with it. You took that blank canvas and you took your creativity to it and you were like, splash. And you've created a beautiful life, a solid foundation. And then that homeland card just means, yep, that's when your soulmate's coming in. That's when your soulmate's coming in, you guys. When you have that strong foundation for yourself. And then we also have the fire element of desire. So I think that they're also coming into your life when you feel you're most passionate, when you feel like your desires are ignited, when you feel like your soul is on fire, is going to be that moment when your soulmate is, you're going to attract the energy to you. Ooh, and then we also have Mercury retrograde of reinvention. So this is important coming up in this reading, because Mercury retrograde of reinvention, you guys are reinventing your lives. You guys are taking that blank canvas and creating something with it. So the journey to your soulmate is that moment of recreation, that moment of, I have found who I really am on the inside. Because again, I think the most important realization here that you guys are going to realize after your breakup is like, I've made myself my relationship, and therefore when it's gone, I have nothing. And so you guys are going to finally have that big realization and want to create something for yourself, so that when you're in a relationship with somebody, you still have your own individuality as well as the relationship. And if the relationship doesn't work out, then it's fine, because you still have yourself. You still have your own individuality that you don't lose. And so that's going to be one of your biggest things. And I think that that creates a lot of energy, that creates a lot of passion, it creates a lot of magnetism between you and your partner, is to have an individuality of yourself. And when you have that, it creates that fire that people constantly want a piece of. But when you have a relationship where it's just two people that are, they're just relationship at that point, it gets really boring and dry, because the spark, you're not creating a spark. You create the spark by bringing in your own individual spark into it, and then having two sparks that come together and go and create a flame. So then that's when you have a passionate romantic life. But you create that own spark internally by doing it yourself. And then we also have the card of part of fortune, increase. So I really feel like this is also an indication of when you meet your soulmate, there's going to be this, you two are going to increase each other. You two are coming with your own eggs in your own basket, putting them in your own basket, and then creating this whole overflow. You know, it's the two sparks that create the flame. And that's kind of going to be what your relationship is going to be like with your soulmate. And you're going to find someone who also has that going for them as well, which is, I feel like, why when your ex comes back into your life and tries to come back into your life, I feel like you're going to be like, because they haven't quite created that whole spark for themselves. They haven't done that quite yet. And I really feel like you guys are going to be like, okay, I want someone who's going to increase, who's going to bring their own stuff to the table, that we can then ignite a flame together. Then our next card that we have is receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. So this is, again, accepting that someone else has to bring to the table as well, not just you. You two both need to bring something to the table. Not just them, not just you, because it doesn't work that way. Two people need to bring to the table. So receive with love and appreciation. You can accept someone to be able to give to you as well. And I feel like your soulmate's going to come into your life when you finally realize how to also receive rather than just give. So that'll be an important lesson as well. I'm going to shuffle these cards to get any last indicators for the last bit of this reading pile number 4. Let's see what else we can find out about you and your soulmate for you guys, and your path towards finding them. Let's see. Let's get a fallout card. There we go. Cool, we got 2. So let's see. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. I'll let that sink in. That is a message from your soulmate, you guys. And then we also have the card here of reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So some of you guys might also need this message, because maybe you're already with your soulmate. Some of you guys might already be with your soulmate, and you're going to go through some kind of tough times and need to give each other some space and have faith that it will all work out for the best. And yes, I'm definitely feeling that. For some of you guys who are watching this, you're probably already with your soulmate. Some of you guys. Okay, so this is a message for some of you guys. Some of you guys are with someone who's more of a karmic relationship that needs to end for you to actually find your real soulmate. You guys will know who you are. You'll feel it deep down in your gut. But then some of you guys are already with that person and you just need that reassurance that things are gonna be Gucci, okay? So I'll let that sink in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reading, pile number 4. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 5, if you guys chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading all about your pathway to your soulmate. So let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5, here's what I have for you guys. We start off with the 3 of inspiration, we have the 8 of inspiration, we have the 2 of emotions, we have the temperance, and we have the emperor. So let's talk about everything that is going on in this pile. So when we start off with the 3 of inspiration, this is a very worldly card. And when we have the temperance in this pile as well, I'm kind of getting this feeling of a long distance connection to someone here. So some of you guys might find yourselves in a long distance relationship with your soulmate. Some of you guys might find that you meet them at a distance. Some of you guys might find that they live in a different city than you, something like that. You guys might meet online or something like that. And realize that you guys kind of live a little bit farther apart. But your guys' journey to each other, I think, is going to start out with you really opening up to travel, you really opening up your world to something that's a bit further away, something that's a bit greater. And I do think that you guys might be traveling, might go on road trips or something like that. And then we do also have the 8 of inspiration. The 8 of inspiration is reversed. And so there's this sort of energy where you guys might be really called to a certain place, to go to a certain place. You guys also might find that you're kind of, I feel like there's this energy of you're trying to find out maybe where you belong. And I feel like that might be why you're very attracted to traveling. Because you are still trying to find, like, where do I really enjoy being? Where's my comfort place? But then we also have the 2 of emotions, because I feel like where you find yourself at home is where you find love. And wow, that just made me emotional to read that. That was cute. So then the 2 of emotions comes next, and this is the card of like finding someone, finding that connection. So I really feel like you're gonna find that connection when you're really just like looking out there and you're really open to just like, where is this person? Or I don't even think that you're necessarily maybe even looking for love, but I really feel like you're very attracted to traveling. You might be really attracted to something that's online even, because online can deal with travel as well, because there's a distance. It connects us to the world again, so it's very travel-esque, fits under the same kind of category when we're talking about tarot. And so for you guys, there's this sense that you guys are going to meet either on social media, or there's some sort of distance that deals with travel again. And then also with that temperance, temperance is talking about that distance that's between you guys and the fact that we need to travel that distance. And there's going to be a way that we're connected between that. And so I do feel like you guys are going to talk quite a lot on social media. I think that you guys might find your soulmate on social media or during actual physical travel. And then we do also have the Emperor being reversed. And I feel like your soulmate is going to come into your life when you're actually kind of like, you're ready to look for it. You're ready to open up to it. I really feel like your soulmate could really come at any time in your life. You're the only pile that I can tell you guys your soulmate can come kind of at any time in your life. But I feel like it's when you really open yourself up to the means of being able to attract that, because I really feel like your soulmate's going to live in a different place than you. Maybe just different city, could be as significant as different country. Again, it is a general rating, so I'm just gonna lay that out there. But maybe they even live just like a few hours away from you, but you wouldn't necessarily meet them unless you were on social media. So for you guys, I really see, or traveling, I wanna add that in there, or traveling, social media or traveling. So for you guys, I really feel like you're the only pile that it could kind of really come at any time. But again, I just want to reiterate, they're a little bit of a distance away. Then we do also have the Emperor being reversed over here, and I really feel like that makes me feel like there's not like a solid, you guys don't have a solid foundation. So your journey to your soulmate is a little bit like, it feels like this sort of energy, and it feels like, okay, like we see each other now, and then we don't see each other, and we see each other now. There's again like this energy where it's not like a solid foundation yet, and I think it's because you guys don't live in the same area. So I think that there's going to be this constant having to like travel between, or having to talk or communicate via text message and things like that. And so that's why the Emperor is reversed there. Our next 2 cards that we have is Get Curious and Versatility. Wow, that fits in really well. So your soulmate's going to come into your life right when you kind of get curious enough to search beyond your current scope of interests. I really feel like you're going to be opening yourself up to new interests, new ideas, and new things. And right when you guys open yourself up to a new interest or a new thing, that's going to kind of cause you, and I really see that they're actually going to reach out to you. I'm really feeling this strongly. It could also be that you guys reach out to them. It's a general reading, but when the Eight of Inspiration is going this way, because it's upside down right now, so the energy is going this way, I feel like that's a slide into the DMs type of energy. But continuing on, that'll be a message for I think 80% of you. They're going to talk to you first. But then we have this get curious. Somehow you're calling them in by getting curious enough to broaden your horizons in some sort of way. So maybe you're going to end up following someone that you really like, or someone that you really like. You're like, oh, that's really cool. They do something that's really cool. And then maybe they're going to be like, oh, hey. Or maybe they're going to follow you because all of a sudden you're broadening it could also play out like this. Maybe you're broadening your horizons and then you post about something that you don't normally post about. And you have a hashtag there that's something that you don't normally do, and all of a sudden someone who's searching on, this is just an example, it's not saying that this is absolutely going to be what happens, this is just an example of a similar kind of energy here. And all of a sudden, they're scrolling through the hashtag, they see your photo and they're like, oh, that's really cool. They creep your profile and they're like, oh, they're really cute, I'm going to send them a little message. That sort of scenario is kind of similar to what I'm kind of seeing here. The versatility over here also tells me that there's this sense where you are getting curious, you're expanding your own horizons, you're broadening your scope of interests, and that is going to be what draws this energy to you because you're being a bit more versatile. And versatility is also letting me know that there will have to be some sort of dynamic in this relationship. So your journey to your soulmate is going to cause you to have to be very versatile. So that also deals with, when you're in a long distance relationship, you end up having to be very versatile because you have to, Skype at this hour, make sure that the timing is correct between the two different time zones that you may or may not have, or versatility of, I need to travel, I need to make room to actually have more vacation time in my job schedule so that I can go see them, so that I can go visit them, that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to expand your versatility. So your journey to your soulmate is going to happen once you become more versatile, because it's hard to meet someone in a long, that ends up being a long distance relationship if we're not already versatile to begin with, because otherwise we're just not even attracting that or noticing those people or those things. So as you broaden your horizons, as you become more versatile, you're going to start to draw in that energy of your soulmate. And then we also have, the card of healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Wow. So there are certain things that might be holding you back in this current moment from meeting your soulmate. And it could deal with, maybe there's certain restrictions or certain belief systems you have based on the way that you're raised or some certain family issues. So it could be that sort of energy that you guys need to get over in order to become more expansive and to get more curious and get yourself out there. Then we also have the card of separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon. So separation talks about long distance relationships once again. Wow, the cards are just playing off of each other so well right now. So time apart from your partners on the horizon. I feel like you guys are gonna have a long distance relationship because that's why we get the card of separation in the energy of a soulmate, is because they don't live near us, therefore we have separation more often. And then we also have the card of fertility, potential, powerful creative energy, initiation energy. I think that you are going to feel so connected to this person that you don't care about the fact that it might be long distance. There could also be another reason why you guys are distant. It might not actually deal with physical distance, but it could also deal with, there's something else that's blocking you guys from maybe being together right away. But fertility is this to me makes me feel like you guys feel a very strong, powerful connection, and it's what makes you guys both on the same page about having a long distance relationship. And then our next three cards that we have over here, we have the North Node, life's purpose. So I think you're very destined to go in this direction. I feel like life is pulling you to broaden yourself, and I feel like that's why you're attracting this sort of soulmate into your life. We have multiple soulmates, but you're attracting this particular soulmate because you need that expansion, you're craving that expansion, and you might be subconsciously or even consciously attracting some reason to be a bit more expansive in that sort of way. And so the North Node is coming in to let you know that this is kind of a more destined thing. You're meant to kind of head in this direction. And then we also have the Sun card, the Sun Spirit. So this is all about following what your soul is guiding you to do and being in the spotlight. This is about getting noticed. So again, I really think that this person is going to notice you somehow. I feel like you're doing something that makes you get noticed by this person. Then the next card that we have Pluto of Transformation. You guys, I feel like you're going to have to change a lot when you meet this person. And what I mean by that is not like this person's gonna want you to change, not in that type of way, because that's not healthy, right? And so this sort of transformation though is more like this internal transformation of like, oh my gosh, this is something I've never experienced before. Maybe you guys haven't experienced a long distance relationship before. Maybe you guys haven't experienced this certain dynamic ever before, but there's this certain dynamic that's happening here that's causing you to experience something new. And so Pluto comes in when we are we're going through and we're dealing with that big change, and we're also going through a transformation because you guys might have to heal some family issues prior to that, or even during this relationship. Then we also have the card of Take a Chance on Love. Wow, that could not have fit into a better pile. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So take a chance on love, guys. So I feel like you might be a little bit hesitant about having a long distance relationship, or something about this relationship might make you feel hesitant. It could be that there's no actual physical distance. Like I said, it could be another obstacle that's in front of you guys that's causing it to not have, you guys can't come together right away. It's like this Romeo and Juliet kind of like play out. But I feel like you guys are willing to take the chance on it, because there's such a connection between you two. So you guys are willing to take whatever chance it is that you guys have to do. And it says, when we love, our lives are changed forever. So when you fall in love, it changes so much about who we are and what we believe to be true, because it shifts us. It's such a moving emotion, you know? And I'm now going to shuffle these cards to get any little last bit of information for the rest of this pile. Number 5, let's find out the rest of what we need to know for you guys for today, all about how you will find your soulmate. We got something right away. So this card says, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So there's a reason why you guys are going to be going through this. I think that there is a reason why this is all going to play out in the way that it does. But again, I think this has to deal with broadening your horizons. There's going to be some sort of event or experience that makes you desire to broaden your horizons more and go down like a new path, start a new thing. And because of that, it's going to connect you to your soulmate. So there's always a reason behind why everything happens in our lives, and I think you're going to finally realize that reason why there's certain things that will happen in your life. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.